Hello, and welcome to the Investor Guys Podcast, the ultimate podcast for serious real estate investors in the know. Join your host, Bill Barnett and Kevin Mills, as they share their expert insights, strategies, and tips to help you succeed in the world of real estate investing. Get ready to level up your investment game with the Investor Guys Podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Bill Barnett and Kevin Mills.
How's it going, Bill?
It's going great, Kev. How you doing, brother?
Good. For a second, I thought you were going to pick something out of your teeth. That's why I was waiting. How do you like your new choppers, by the way?
Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yesterday, I got my eyes back, which is terrific. I had been late on my yearly checkup, and for about 6 weeks, I've had constant issues with contacts. And so when I got there yesterday, they were like, hey, no problems. They did all kind of mess, but everything's good. And they were like, the only thing need to happen is tweak them up a little bit and get them just a click stronger, which they did. And I put the new ones in. I'm like, oh, great, I can see again. So good. Everything's good. We got rain.
Oh, well, very good.
Not a Florida shower. It started raining about 14 hours ago. You couldn't see for about an hour. It rained so hard, and it's just now starting to ease up a little bit. It's like, great. We have been in dire need of getting a little rain down here. Good.
So the dogs are probably not out as much now?
No, they've been unimpressed with that because they've been inside. They go out, they get soaked and run back in, and so I get to dry them off so they're not quite so stinky from getting wet, but those things happen.
Welcome to the Investor Guys Podcast. I'm Kevin Mills, and the gentleman here that we are bantering with is Bill Barnett. And today we decided to continue through with our topic from our last show, which was evaluation. So we talked about evaluating properties, and we talked a little bit about money as well, like different options for money. But we want to talk today, and this will probably be a short show because it's pretty simple. Talk today about evaluating your money options, because different options for money make sense for some types of deals and don't make sense for other types of deals.
Yep.
And everything from funding this yourself to funding it through your own retirement funds, through hard money, through another source, through a conventional lender. These are all options that are on the table, and then some partnerships, everything else. Let's go over a couple different scenarios where certain types of funding make more sense than another. And honestly, if you can fund something for yourself, if you can take the money out of your pocket, purchase it, and then refinance it later, in my opinion, that's your quickest, easiest thing to do. I don't know if Bill's on the same page or not on that, but quickest, easiest thing for me, fund it by myself if I can, and then refinance it on the tail end if I need to. If I can't do that, then I'm open to all the other options.
I'm not gonna debate quickest, easiest. Absolutely, that's quickest, easiest. I think we've done another episode or two where we talked about just for simple math, if you had $100,000, you buy a $100,000 property and you pay for it yourself, then your cash flow is what your cash flow is. Or you take that $100,000 and you say, okay, I'm going to go buy 5 properties, whether they be duplexes or quads or trips or single families. If I'm going to buy 5 and use 20% down payment and same $100,000, but now I have 5 times the amount of property. And possibly if I'm buying just duplexes, even as we've discussed, now I've got 10 times the amount of property for the same $100,000. And so you look at, I agree, it is easiest, fastest, most expedient, you bet.
Right. But if you can flip it on the tail end to turn it into a leverage situation. So we've talked about duplexes in Cleveland, for example. If I'm buying a duplex in Cleveland, and rather than waiting for this, that, or the other to happen, if I throw $50,000 at it, I purchase it, I slap some paint on it, and I turn around and I refinance it, I may be able to refinance it for greater than $50,000 because in Cleveland, I'm able to buy properties below market value. Anybody is. I'm able to refinance it for, let's say, 75 to use round numbers. Okay. I can take my 20%, leave it in there, and cash out all of that money. I'm still leveraging my money, but I'm able to take that and get that deal done quicker than having to wait for the house to be inspected, to wait for everything that's going to have to be done from a conventional lender's point of wanting business to happen the way that they want it to happen.
And there's that thing of, if you're doing that and you have the ability to do that, you're a cash offer, and a cash offer is always going to go to the front of the line. If there's two numbers and the numbers are either the same or they're pretty doggone close, one's financed and one's cashed, most sellers are going to take cash. And they take that because if it's coming out of an account that's fully funded, there's no interference from an outside lender in any way, all I've got to do is stroke the check or do the wire transfer and we're done, then sellers understand that, and it keeps them from getting into a situation where something changes with the lender. Something happens externally that creates an issue, and the lenders pull the funding. And until the property is closed with a traditional lender, and it is closed and funded, which doesn't always happen on the same day,
and
until
escrow
it is closed and funded, not a deal yet.
Right.
A lender can back out of that thing at any time. Now, once it's closed and funded, a little different game. But
right. And using your own funds is as simple as showing proof of funds and making an all cash offer. And if there's a property that I really, really want and I want to have it quickly, and I've done this with homes that I live in myself, I'll make an all cash offer. In fact, I've made all cash offers, and while I was waiting for the response to come back, put together the cash for that offer. But in a situation where you want the property quick, you want to know that it's going to happen fast, or you just don't want to wait around, if you have the funds and you have the ability, or you have somebody to work with, even this gets into another money strategy is partnership. But put the cash down. That doesn't mean you can't leverage the investment by refinancing on the tail end. It is much easier to refinance a property that you already own than to get initial financing for the property. And that's not to say it's difficult to get financing for the property, but a refinance is pretty much a no-brainer. It doesn't matter pretty much what your situation is. You can get a refinance on the property much easier than you can get initial financing. So let's talk about the obvious.
Hang on, we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with more Investor Guys podcast. Hang with us.
We'll see you guys in a minute.
Thank you for watching the Investor Guys podcast.
ReallyKevin.com. Weekly recorded coaching sessions. Learn, grow, find resources, opportunities, and more. You'll find it all at ReallyKevin.com.
Absolution X. Limited editions. Seek your absolution. Lifestyle apparel like no other. Only at AbsolutionX.com.
Live the resort lifestyle every day with Acumen K. The perfect pieces for every wardrobe. Shop the entire Acumen K collection and find your favorites. Find all our styles at acumenk.com.
And we are back with the Investor Guys podcast, and we wanted to lead into one of the most obvious strategies that investors are going to use, because so many investors do rehabs and flip. And Bill, what, in your opinion, is the best, and we're on the same page with this already now, the best use of money for a flip that's a rehab strategy?
So if you're flipping property, by far the easiest, cheapest, fastest, no qualification, all the things that you look for in having multiple deals going is private money. That's my bailiwick. I've been doing it in real estate for about 28 years, been doing it 38 years in business. And it is something that once you start understanding the flow of private money, what it costs, how to take care of it from a paperwork standpoint so that your investor is protected and that you're protected, it is just a wonderful, wonderful way to go. Easiest money you can get out there. So that's one way. Certainly hard money is another way to do a fix and flip, very traditional, using hard money. It's a little bit more expensive than private money. And sometimes it's almost as easy, especially after you've done a deal or two with a particular hard money lender and they're comfortable with you. I just had called one of my hard money lenders on a deal in the last couple of weeks. We've done some stuff before. And so when I called, I said, hey, this is what the numbers are. This is what I need. And she was like, okay, you're done. And I'm like, what do you need me to send you? She said, I'll call you when the paperwork's ready. But that's because we have a history. And it doesn't take a lot of history, but you get a little bit of history, and a hard money lender can move very quickly, and it can be a very easy process. You get over the hump, and the hump is getting one or two deals done with them. And then you've always got the ability for partnership money, which is the single most expensive money, bar none, period, end of story, that you're ever going to deal with, because you're giving up, in most cases, half of your profit. So, but that's always an option as well. So you can look at all three of those funding sources: private money, hard money, and partnership money. Work absolutely terrific on fix and flip.
And partnership money is going to be more than just expensive. Partnership is going to increase your headache level also 100-fold, because whenever you have a partner, not every single time, but whenever you have a partner, you're going to have somebody looking over your shoulder, asking questions, because it's their money. I get it. You know,
Yeah.
They want to make sure that their money is being protected. They want to make sure that their money is performing. They want to know every step of the way what's going on. That is going to be an extra factor for you to consider, because that is going to be more time and more effort and more patience that's required from you. Now, a hard money lender, as Bill was mentioning, can almost be like private money. It can almost literally be like private money once you have a relationship with hard money lenders. It is literally as easy as picking up the phone and letting them know what you're doing. And they know, because in the past you have proven yourself. And they're not saying, okay, well, Bill's going to do a good job because Bill's done a good job in the past. They know that Bill isn't going to do a deal that Bill isn't going to make money from, and therefore they're not going to lose money. It's not just a matter of, okay, Bill knows what he's doing. It's Bill is not going to do a bad deal that he knows up front is a bad deal. He's not going to do something that's got tight margins or anything else, because we know how Bill works. So when Bill sends us a proposal, all we have to do is look at the numbers really quick, agree with Bill, and get that check cut, get him to sign the paperwork, and get him started. Because they realize that the sooner Bill gets started, the better it is for them, and the better it is for Bill. They also realize that Bill has more than one hard money lender that he can call. So if they're not funding Bill's deals, somebody else will. And if they're funding Bill's deals quicker, then Bill's going to start going to them before he starts going to the other party. So, hard money. Go ahead.
What will happen for you as an investor as you start building your business is you will come in contact with and build a relationship with other investors. Now, Kevin and I have a very different relationship that you might have, because we have lots of students that work for us, and for me, it's consulting clients, students for Kevin, same thing, that we've been working with, and we've been working with them for many years. So when we start talking to a lender, it's not just, here's this deal that I'm going to go do. It's, you do me a good job, and I've got other people that I can bring to the table for you, but I got to know that you're capable, meaning that you don't run out of money. And don't kid yourself. Hard money lenders from time to time run out of money. They get tied up like everybody else does. It's not a bottomless pit. They don't have warehouse lines like a mortgage company or a bank may have. They're dealing with a defined pool of money to begin with. So a lot of times they actually can run out of money. You want to know about that. You want to know how well funded they are. So you want to be able to know that they can perform on their end, that they can move quickly. And you also want to know that if you're bringing somebody else to the table, what does that mean to them? So they get an extra piece of business. How are they going to say thank you? I'm not talking about getting a referral fee or anything. I'm talking about, hey, make sure that we get faster service. Make sure that things just move quicker. And because I'm bringing you business, and if I see things continue to move smoothly and quicker, then what's going to happen is I've got more people I can refer to you. And the more people we refer to them, the stronger our relationship is. And it should be, and usually is, the better their service is. Unlike restaurants nowadays where you go in and they're half capacity or 25% capacity and the service is unbelievably bad. So hard money lenders typically don't work that way.
No, and again, it is a service industry. They realize that the quicker they can service your loan, the happier you're going to be. And you're a real estate investor. This isn't a one-off deal typically for them or for you. They want to earn your business because they know you're going to be doing this again and again and again. So they want to work with you. So they're going to have a couple of hoops to jump through. That's just standard with a hard money lender. If it's a realistic hoop, jump through it. Sometimes I've seen hard money lenders, they have way too many qualifications. Move on. It's not worth wasting your time on. It just literally is not. Usually when they have that many qualifications, they're not ready to lend the money. They have too many, they're just starting out. It's a new company, whatever it is. If they have that much for their qualification process, move on to somebody that has realistic expectations and they have realistic qualifications. Hard money though, perfect for rehabs. Let's go ahead and take a break. I think we're ready, and let's talk about construction to perm because a lot of people don't understand that. So Excellent. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hang with us.
Thank you for watching the Investor Guys podcast.
Absolution X, limited editions, lifestyle apparel like none other. Get yours today at absolutionx.com.
Live the resort lifestyle every day with Acumen K. The perfect pieces for every wardrobe. Shop the entire Acumen K collection and find your favorites. Find all our styles at acumenk.com.
Get ready for power, for success, for solutions and answers. It's all in one place, www.reallykevin.com. Education, opportunities, coaching, and so much more.
And we are back with Investor Guys podcast. And for this final segment, I want to talk about a little understood loan process, and it's construction to perm. And a lot of you investors aren't necessarily going to be using this, but understanding it will open up more avenues for you. And you're going to actually see two different ways that you're going to be able to use this. And I'm going to flip to past the most obvious way that you would use it, because you can also use it for a rehab. When you get a rehab that needs a lot of work or is going to need some addition put onto it or something more work that's going to need to be done, you can do what's called a construction to perm loan. And what happens with a construction to perm loan is it starts off with one type of loan. It is a higher interest type of loan. And that's not to say you can get a construction loan as well. If you're going to get a construction loan, you have to own the property outright. A construction to perm loan will cover your purchase price of the property minus your equity and the construction cost of the property. Once the construction is completed, your loan converts to a traditional loan on the property after they've done the inspection, after you've gotten your certificates of occupancy and everything else. So if you're getting a rehab that needs additional work, and I'm sure Bill has done this before, you bought a rehab that you said, you know what, if I knock this wall out and build an addition here and make this a family room, this is going to be 3 times as much value as if I just leave it the way it is. So if that's what you're looking at, a construction to perm loan will work. Also, if you're looking at a vacant lot and you want to put a structure on that lot. Construction to perm is perfect for that because you're able to use a loan to purchase the lot, do the construction on the property, and it's going to work much the same way as hard money. They're going to be payouts to the contractor on a payment schedule. Okay, there's going to be a payout schedule for the contractor. Once that property is completed and there's a certificate of occupancy and they've done their inspections and the city or the county has done their inspections and they've signed off on the property, that loan will convert to a traditional loan and you'll be paying traditional interest versus the higher interest of a construction loan. What are your inputs on that? Anything that you think I may have missed?
Well, and I don't think you missed anything, and I've done that before. Sometimes you're going to find some lots that you really like that are in an existing subdivision. I've done this, and you do construction to perm so that you get money that's on a short-term basis. Typically, it's a 12-month note, and it's going to be a higher rate, and it allows you to go in, buy the lot, buy all the materials you need, get the property built. And then once the property is completed, as Kevin said, and you got your inspections done, once it's completed, then they come in and refi that. Typically, it's the same lender. Could be a different lender, but most of the time it's the same lender. They know on the front end that they are going to get a long-term loan out of this, but they're going to start with a short-term loan. So you can do this and build a property, whether it's a commercial property, maybe you want to build a self-storage facility. Then very likely you're going to have a construction to perm type loan. And as Kev said, you're going to pay a little bit higher on the front end while you're in the building process. All done, ready to have this property, either people start moving in or on a storage facility start renting out, and all your inspections and permits are cleared and licensing, all that's done. And then they just go back and give you a traditional permanent loan, and you pick your term and off you go.
And I think that pretty much puts us close to the end for this segment, maybe within a couple of minutes. But since we usually run long, we might as well run short on the show.
Well, look, anytime you guys get into a situation and you're not sure what type of financing might be best for you, drop one of us a line. Shoot us an email at kevin@investorguyspodcast.com or bill@investorguyspodcast.com. Make sure that you are sharing the podcast. We deeply appreciate that. Make sure that you jump over to iTunes, subscribe, like, comment, review, all those great things. But, like and share this with your other investor friends and people that you know that might be interested in becoming a real estate investor. Because what we're going to talk to you about every single week is the day in, day out. This is how we live our life as real estate investors. And when you understand the day-to-day, makes life a whole lot easier and this business a lot more fun.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, that Bill and I do is we talk about multiple different types of strategies. A lot of times people get tunnel vision. They focus on one specific strategy. Bill and I are all over the place. We'll talk about strategies that we maybe don't employ ourselves as much, but we have an understanding of. We've consulted on it or we've done it ourselves. It's just not something we do often. But you're going to get a good buffet of different strategies joining us twice a week right now. Join us, listen. If you have questions, we're happy to answer them. Send us emails, as Bill said. You can also catch us on investorguyspodcast.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook. That's it. Thank you for joining us. Happy investing. We'll see you again soon.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care. See you next week.
Thank you for tuning in to the Investor Guys podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and stay updated on the latest trends and insights in the world of real estate investing. Also, don't forget to check us out and see all of our episodes at theinvestorguyspodcast.com. Email us, contact@investorguyspodcast.com. Remember, the key to financial success lies in staying informed and taking action. Stay tuned for our next episode, and until then, happy investing.